Hi everyone, this is Luxtos, and I'm bringing you guys today another Diablo 4 leveling guide video, this time around for the Necromancer with a blood leveling guide for 1 to 50. We're going to go with actually Blood Surge to be more specific, so we're not going to go with Blood Lance, we're going to go with the Blood Surge build, and we're going to get right into it. So if you want to be like super tanky, unkillable, massive amount of fortify, high level of health, high amount of AoE damage, this is going to be super fun. This is going to be one of the really, really cool build. You're going to clear very fast. You're going to be extremely tanky and safe. This is going to be really, really, really fun. And we're going to go in all the details. So I'm going to talk about the gear, all the legendaries, the gem, the minion you want to sacrifice, the skill tree, all of that good stuff. We are going to cover it. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a preview before we go a little bit in depth with the tree here. So you can see we're playing with Hemorrhage. We're playing with Blood Surge. We have Blood Mist in this one. This build doesn't have a lot of skills required, so we just picked Blood Mist because we could, kind of. We're going to play with Decrepify. We're going to play with Corpse Tendril, which is going to be really, really fun. And we're actually going to be playing with Bone Storm, believe it or not. We're not picking Blood Wave, but we'll talk about that more a little bit later. So instead of just showing you this and telling you good luck, I am going to rebuild this build point per point. I have my note here for every single point, and I'm going to give you the order that I think is probably the best for you to put your points into. So I'm just going to give you the order. We're going to go one by one and explain why we're doing such choice. We're going to start obviously with Hemorrhage here, followed by Enhance Hemorrhage. So this is going to be your main generator, but it's also going to form Blood Orb, which is going to be pretty neat. There's a lot of cool little mechanic that goes with this. It keeps you healthy as well, so that you can do more damage. So the healthier you are, the higher your health is, the more damage Overpower does. And that's the main gimmick that Blood actually goes with, is that they do damage with Overpower, and Overpower scales with max health. It's one of its scaling component. So we're going to go with Hemorrhage and Enhance Hemorrhage. And then we're going to go directly into Blood Surge, 1 point. And then we're going to go into Enhance Blood Surge. And then we're going to go into Paranormal Blood Surge. So Blood Surge is just an AoE. You sit here, you channel it, it goes boom, boom, boom. It's really nice. If you've ever played Death Nova in Diablo 3 with the Trag'Oul set, it's very similar to this. So it's all about having massive health, standing in the middle of monster, casting massive amount of Blood Surge, and then it just keeps expelling Blood Surge, and you just do crazy amount of damage, and it's really, really fun. Enhanced Blood Surge, it's just gonna make you heal more, really good, just really, really nice. You're just tank here. And then this one is going to be the most important one. It's the one that is going to, so it reads, if an enemy is damaged by Blood Surge, while you are healthy, you gain 1 stack of overwhelming blood. When you have 5 stack, your next Blood Surge overpowers. So as long as your high health at healthy is 80% or higher, as long as you're over that mark, you're just going to keep stacking overwhelming blood, which is going to guarantee overpower hit, which is going to mean that you're going to do tons and tons and tons of damage with this one. It's going to be really, really good. Instead of going back up here and getting this one, they don't really even matter. We're just going to dump 5 points straight into Blood Surge. We're here to do damage, okay? We're not here to spend all day running around, okay? And then we're going to go back and do Initiate Hemorrhage. So this is going to give you just a little bit more Fortify, which is going to make you even tankier, which is really, really good. But pretty much the point of this is that what ends up happening a lot of time is that people end up unlocking their tree. They go like, oh, cool, Bone Prison. Oh, Corpse Explosion. Nice. Let me put points in here. Oh, Blood Mist. Nice. Oh, the Iron Maiden. And then what ends up happening is the game keeps scaling. The monster keeps scaling in health. And your damage isn't. Right? Because you're not getting that much gear upgrade. So you want to make sure that you keep up with the content. Right? Because the content will keep... Every time you ding, you get a new level. The whole world gets stronger. You did it. So you got to make sure you keep up with the flow. That's why we're going to put 5 point early on. It's going to make it do more damage, and you're going to be able to crush your enemy. Then we're going to get the point initiate hemorrhage, like we said earlier. We're going to get 1 point into blood miss, because why not? This is just going to allow you to break those crowd control. If you're in a sticky situation, you're about to die, make sure you hit it. That's just going to be really, really good. So make sure you keep that if you need it. It's actually one of the few leveling spec that I've been using it on, because this spec barely has any skills. So we're going to be using that. We're going to be using Decrepify. Our goal is to obviously have Decrepify not only help us be more tanky, but to do some cooldown reduction a little bit later on. We're going to pick Enhanced Decrepify, which is going to give us a stun, which is going to allow us to survive even a little bit more. And then we're literally going to go just 5 point into Death's Embrace, because everything is always going to be close to us, right? We're never going to attack anything from far, so we're just going to wait for things to get to us, and then they're going to be taking more damage, and we're going to be taking less. That sounds like a good deal to me. We're going to put 1 point into Corpse Tendril. That's going to help us make sure that the monsters are always onto us and not all around the room. So this is pretty low cooldown, 11 seconds. Every time you get a corpse, you can use it. Make sure you get all the monsters, and you're going to be murdering them really, really quickly with your Blood Surge. And then we're going to go into Enhanced Corpse Tendrils right here, which is going to make them slowed. That's pretty nice, so they don't like just run back out. And we're actually going to make them, we're actually going to make them vulnerable. So this is the only way that you can apply vulnerable currently. So every time you do this, you can do a massive burst. Bam, vulnerable. Everything is just going to melt. So you want to time this with your 5 stack of overpower. So if you get into a room, you're about to get 5 stack, you Tendril, Blood Surge, everything's going to get one shot. It's just going to do massive amount of damage from the vulnerable state and the overpower state. It's just going to clip all together and do massive amount of damage. Then we're going to put 1 point into all of this here. So Coalesced Blood. It's pretty neat. Not the craziest one, though. Gruesome Mending. Not the craziest one. Not the best. What you want to go get, though, is Coalesced Blood. That's going to be really, really good. Drain Vitality is pretty nice. And Tide of Blood. So we're just going to put 1 point in each. Do it in whatever order for whatever. You don't have to get this one first. You obviously could get this one. It does a little bit more damage. That's pretty nice. We're going to come back really, really soon and max this one out. But first, I want to get Bone Storm, because Bone Storm is where things starts getting interesting. So this spec is running Golem. You run the Blood Golem, which gives you damage reduction, which is really, really nice. And then we're going to go for Prime Bone Storm, which gives you even more damage reduction and free 20% crit. Why not? You know what I'm saying? 20% chance to crit, damage reduction for 10 seconds every 60 seconds. And then we're going to follow it up with Abhorrent Decrepify, which lowers your cooldown every time you hit an enemy that has Decrepify, or has a chance to. It's not every time, but you're going to get some nice cooldown reduction, which is going to make you able to use this a little bit more often. So a lot of people are going to ask me, why not Blood Wave? And I kind of thought about it. At first, when I made the build, it had Blood Wave. But one of the things that I didn't like about it when I played it in the beta is that it knockbacks enemy. And you don't want things getting further away from you. You want things closer to you. So this is literally the worst thing that you could do for your build, is to try to push enemy away from you, because you're trying to get them all close to you, all in a tight pack with Corpse Tendril, so that you can murder them in proximity with Blood Surge. If you were playing Blood Lance and you're trying to push things away from you so that they don't get to you, that would make a lot more sense. That would be really, really good. But you're just going to be in melee, AoEing with blood, everything on the screen. You might as well pick Bone Storm for the damage reduction and the critical chance. The ability itself is not even going to do that much damage. I mean, it will, but you know, it's just, this becomes a little bit useless for this build. So we're going to go with Bone Storm. I think it's going to be a little bit more fun. It's going to be a lot more helpful. So, and then we got our point into Abhorrent Decrepify, and then we're finally going to max out Tides of Blood. That's just going to get you increase overpower damage, and it's doubled while healthy. So 30% increase overpower damage. Absolutely insane. You want to get that as fast as possible. We're going to put 1 point in Serration here, because we're going to put 3 point in Rapid Ossification. So this is going to be really, really good, because every 100 essence that you spend reduces the cooldown of your bone skill, which includes Bone Storm, which is also getting reduced by Decrepify hit. So you Decrepify, get into melee, Blood Surge, Bone Storm, Blood Surge. You take less damage. You almost guarantee crit or have really, really high chance of critting. And then you get more cooldown reduction, cast it again, and you just keep just melting, storming, blooding. I don't know what adjective to add at this point, but you just murder everything. So that's going to be really, really good. After that, we're going to go for some free damage reduction. And, why not? Free damage reduction is always really, really good. At this point into the process, you could have already gotten for Retma. It's already unlocked. So we could actually swap this one out really, really quickly. Let me actually note it real quick. So if I follow my guide over here, you know what? Let's move this one right over there. You know what? Live updates. Live update. There we go. So we're going to go for 1 point into Retma's Vigor, which is going to give you more max health, which is going to give you more overpower damage. And also, if you've been healthy for 15 seconds, your next blood skill overpowers automatically. Sounds good to me. 3 points into Standalone over here. So 3 points right there. And then we're going to go into 3 points into Memento Mori. So this is 16% damage reduction. So 18 minus 2 because of the Golem. I'm not going to say no to that. And then sacrificing both the Skeletal Warrior and Mage increases their bonus, which is really, really good as well because we are sacrificing both. We're then going to put 2 more points into Coalesced Blood, which is just going to give you more blood skill damage when you're healthy. Why not? We're going to go and enhance Blood Mist just so we can reduce its cooldown. Why not? Because this other skill is really, really good. I mean, it's good, but it's not needed. Why not reduce the cooldown of this? Gets you out of more tight situation. Every time you overpower, reduce the cooldown. Makes you use it more often. Why not? Really, really good. Drain Vitality. We're going to put 2 more points into here. At this point, we're just putting points wherever we can because there's not much left to do. We're going to be honest. We're going to go for 3 points. Actually, 1 point into Unliving Energy. And then 3 points into Imperfect Balance. So you don't really need the max essence, but more damage on your Blood Surge is nice. So we're going to get that. We're going to get a 9% free damage on cursed enemies. So every time you curse a boss, monster, I don't necessarily recommend that you Decrepify every pack that you see. Use it on rare, use it on bosses. Don't spam this on regular monster because you're just going to not have enough essence to Blood Surge, right? Because this costs 10 essence every time. So just make sure you get this, 9% extra damage for bosses and big rares. And then we're going to dump all our next 4 points into Corpse Tendril. This is going to bring it from a 11-second spell to an 8-second, 8.8, almost 9. Doesn't seem like a massive difference, but this is really, really, really nice. It also increases the damage a little bit slightly, but it's mostly for the cooldown reduction. This is going to be really, really good because you need things to be close to you. If they're not close to you, you're not having fun, okay? And then there's nothing else to put point in. So I ended up putting the 2 points in here. If you want them to be elsewhere, honestly, actually a good points would probably be Yewed Flesh. Just to allow you to get some corpses for Corpse Tendril. So this could be actually pretty nice to have right here. So you can actually remove those 2 points. You know what? I'm actually going to make this change life. It's pretty much up to you. You don't use corpse a lot, but having extra corpses... having extra corpses on the go is going to be really, really good. For bosses, it can be nice for the... It's going to be really, really cool for the vulnerable, but it's only a 3-second vulnerable, so it's not like the end of the world, but it's still going to be nice. It's going to be better, certainly, than a couple more essence, which you're not going to use. So we're just going to put these here. Everything can be changed. It all depends on your playstyle, what you struggle with, what you want to be stronger with. Feel free to modify these. This is just some suggestion. This is going to work really, really well. You can take points out of some of the Fortify stuff, move it anywhere else if you feel like that's going to help you out. This is what I would recommend. I think this is going to be a pretty good build right here. And your bars are going to look something a little bit similar to... Let me actually remove those points, put them here, save change. There we go. And so if you go right here, your bars are going to look like this. Hemorrhage, Blood Surge, Corpse Tendril, Decrepify, Bone Storm, and Golem. So that's what you're going to be running with. And then you're going to sacrifice I really like sacrificing the Defender. If you don't die, if you're already like super, super, super tanky, go for 5% extra crit. Why not? You don't care about shadow damage. But 15% non-physical resistance is really, really nice. That's hard to pass by. You don't need the crit as much as bone does, so that's why I changed this one for this, but feel free to change it. I like the resistance. I like being tanky. It's really, really fun. Overpower damage increased by 40% for sacrificing your skeletal mage. That's a no-brainer. Really, really good. And then the blood golem, we're going to go with the first one. 15% extra absorb reduction damage. So he pretty much absorbs damage for you. So it's damage reduction. You're pretty much not going to die. It's impossible that you die. In your main weapon, you're going to be socketing a ruby, overpower ruby that you're going to put into your weapon. That's going to be really, really good. You're going to put maximum life on your armor, even though you do have a lot of fortify, so you could do this. More health means more damage on overpower. So that's really, really good. Armor, really, really nice for the rest of your jewel. That's going to be really, really good as well. And then we're going to go over some of the possible legendaries. So I'm going to repeat this in every single guide, but there's a couple rules when I pick legendaries. I do not select legendaries that can only drop. All the legendaries in here are going to be from either dungeons that you can drop as an aspect, not drop, but learn as an aspect that you can craft guarantee and earn and learn guarantee. And also, we are not going to be using a weapon legendary, which I'm going to cover in a couple of seconds. But pretty much, yeah, everything is going to be dungeon-based. So that means that you can target every single one of these and get them guaranteed as long as you can clear the dungeon or the stronghold that hosts the dungeon. And also, we are not... so you're not going to be chasing like any specific legendary or anything like that. All of these are optional. Feel free to do whatever you want. But there's some pretty good suggestion here. So... the first one, Aspect of Disobedience. I get this on every class. Free armor. Really, really good. Aspect of the Protector. I get this one on every class as well. It gives you a barrier every time you damage an elite. Just makes you even more tanky. You want to remember that you want to stay healthy. If you're going below healthy, you're not doing damage. You're doing less damage. Your overpower is doing less damage. You're not doing overpower procs because your two way of generating overpower are based on healthy status. So you want to be alive. You want to have those barrier. You want to have that armor. You're going to be a massive, massive tank. More damage for your Blood Surge based on how much resources you have. So pretty much a free 5 to 10% damage. Damage reduction every time you hemorrhage. Why not? I mean, more damage reduction means more overpower. This one is going to be your another free unstoppable. If you're good enough with miss, feel free to change this for whatever else you feel like could be good. You could literally put anything in here. There's not a lot of thing going on here, but this is a really, really good one. It's a free escape. It's a free out of jail card. So really, really good. This one is going to be your best damaging legendary, so very important to try to get this one. It's from Fractured Peaks, and it's really nice. It's actually in the first zone, so really easy to get. Blood Surge echoes again shortly after, dealing another little burst of damage. So that's just going to be free damage. That's going to be really good. Make sure you get that one. Put it on the neck so that it gets 150%. So instead of 70, it's going to be increased a little bit. So it's going to gain 35% more, so it's going to be 105. Actually, no, that's not how it's going to work. It's going to chunk it down. Sorry, I'm on autopilot right now. It's going to chunk down the damage so that it does a little bit more damage, which is going to help out a little bit. While at full health, blood orbs gain essence. So as you're generating blood orb from doing your skill, you can just walk over them, get healed, and also get some essences out of it. So that's going to be really, really good. You're just going to be able to use more Blood Surge. And then Blood Surge reduce your ultimate cooldown. So blood orb, reduce your ultimate cooldown. So the more blood orb you spawn, the less cooldown Bone Storm has, which means more damage reduction, more crit, which is really, really nice. So that's going to be it for these. Like I said, the really important one usually are going to be on this side. All of this here is just defensive stuff. You get a little bit of damage on the glove, but the rest of it is mostly going to be defensive. But it's still really important because not being dead usually equals damage. So that's going to be good. We talked about the gem. We talk about the skill. We talk about the minion, what to do with them, what to sacrifice. So this pretty much covers it. This build is going to be super tanky. It's going to clear really, really fast. I think we're going to have a good time with this one. It's probably one of my favorite one. I'm gonna go minion personally, but this is one of the really good one. Especially if you like to go in melee and things, this is gonna be a really fun little build. That's pretty much gonna be it for the build. We pretty much covered everything. Oh, one thing actually, I forgot. I said that I was gonna cover the weapon legendary. I'm going full speed right now. The reason that you don't want a legendary on your weapon is because it's gonna cost too much gold to keep aspecting or imprinting the aspect onto the rare that you're finding. It costs a massive amount of gold, and you're gonna have to do it very often because you're gonna be finding new weapons all the time. And one of the most important piece that you wanna replace at every turn is gonna be the weapon, okay? So every time you get a slight upgrade on your weapon, in item level, in damage, in stats, you want to make sure that you keep upgrading it and upgrade it at the blacksmith. Keep it as high as you can. That's what's going to allow you to dish damage and not get stuck and feel like you're not killing anything, right? If you put a legendary on it, cool, you have some nice little boost out of it. But then you have to replace it every couple of level. Your gold is going to sink. You're not going to keep up. I'm telling you, keep it as a rare and upgrade it as much as you can. It's going to be insanely good. Okay, so that's going to be very important. So make sure you do that. And for the rest of your gear, you're going to look for plus skills. So if you can find plus skills to Blood Surge, that's going to be really good. A plus skill to Corpse Tendril would reduce its cooldown. That's not bad, but mostly plus skill to Blood Surge. You're going to be looking for intelligence. You're going to be looking for vitality. Very important. Max life. Anything that increases your life is going to give you more overpower damage. You're going to be looking at overpower damage increase. Actually not distant. You want close damage on your gear, and anything else that increase your damage is going to be really good. But those are the perks that you're going to be looking for: health, int, overpower, close damage, proximity damage. Those are going to be really good, and plus skills to Blood Surge and or maybe Corpse Tendril, but mostly Blood Surge. Corpse Tendril not so much, but this one is going to be really good. So there we go. That finally does it. I was too fast to try to close this video here, but we're finally done. We went over the skill tree, we went over the gear, the gems, the skill, the minion, everything that you need to know to be leveling in Diablo. Feel free to like the video if you did enjoy it and you want more of these. I would love to do more. I'm super happy to be doing content on this YouTube channel again. So if you do like it, it really helps me out if you drop a little like. If you subscribe to the channel, that would really help as well. And also, I'm streaming on Twitch, so if you want to say hello, I'm streaming every single day on Twitch at 11 a.m. EST. 7 days a week, I'll be streaming, and especially for the launch of Diablo 4 and years to come, I'm going to be maining this game. We're going to be playing the heck out of it. We're going to be making guide, exploring everything, doing everything. We're most likely going to play every class as well, but I'm going to main Necromancer. So if you want to come by, say hello on Twitch, I would really appreciate it. Also, we're going to be part of the support streamer event for the horse on Twitch if you want to get the collectible horse. And we're going to have all the Twitch drop all the weeks. That's going to be awesome. We're going to have a good time. There's going to be a big party, big giveaway. It's going to be cool. It's going to be fun. If you're watching this in the future and it's over, I'm sorry. But hey, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I'll see you guys in the comment section. If you have any criticism or if you want to let me know some other stuff in the comment section, I'll see you maybe on Twitch if you want to come by and say hello. Otherwise, I guess I'll see you in Sanctuary, my friend. Have a good time with Diablo 4. Bye-bye.